Right. Well, here we are, and you are live now. Well, hello, everyone. Meet Tina here. How's everyone's doing? Well, today is the very first time that we decide to have this spiritual roundtable discussion. And I have two of my dear friends. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, I totally forgot that all three of us met long time ago, about what, 2010 or 11, at the hypnotherapy school in Los Angeles. And I just realized today that Karen, who
Yeah.
I have invited for the talk today, and Betsy, they knew each other already. So this is very, very funny. So anyway, guys, let's welcome
Yeah.
each other here. Karen, welcome. I got Karen on my talk before, in my show before, and Betsy, of course, she was with the live talk last week. So anyway, let's welcome both of you. Karen, let's begin to talk about yourself first. Go ahead and introduce yourself. What do you do? And just share about your summit that's coming up soon.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you, Tina, for inviting me to be here. It's always nice to be able to be in this live roundtable with you. It's always kind of interesting conversation. And we always joke when we're having lunch or something that we should have recorded every one of our conversation because there's always something there.
Right.
So I'm glad that we're doing it today. My name is Karen Kartika, and I'm an energy healer. I'm a transformational coach. I also do hypnotherapy, just like Tina, but that's all combined into my session. And this year, 2024, my focus has been helping or supporting men and women creating wealth, manifesting wealth. And that's why I'm actually also creating a summit. It's a free summit that you are welcome to join. The information, I'm going to leave that with Tina for the information that will be available somewhere. Me and my co-host Nikki, who we interviewed 30 people, 30 experts from all walk of life. Some are healers, some are psychics, some are coaches, some are nobody. I mean, motivating meaning like they're actually not in the healing arena. And we all talk about just the different aspects of creating wealth because I think and I feel looking at the astrology as well, this is something that we want to pay attention to. There are a lot of changes happening, and we all know that the Aquarius season is going to bring about a lot of changes in technology. And we all already heard about the changes in how employments are changing, that things are being replaced by technology and so on and so forth. And of course, that creates a lot of fears. And even in the light workers communities, if you're not adapting to technology, we're going to be left behind. But that does not mean that there are no ways of creating wealth. There's nothing to fear. It's how we are tuning in to our inner wisdom and tuning in to opportunities that's available out there. And that's basically why we are creating the summits, because to show that there are so many ways of creating divine wealth, if you are aligned, of course, with that divinity part of you. So I hope you're joining us for that summit. It's just amazing, not just amazing informations, but each of the speakers are also doing channelings, activations, giving a lot of practical tips to bring to your day-to-day life. And you're gonna just leave with new directions that you can use for 2024.
Wow, awesome. Yes. So Karen will bring about 30 speakers, healers, astrologers, anything you name it.
Human design practitioners.
Right.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
different
Like
practitioners from all
ex-lawyers.
over. Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be free, guys. This is going to be free, zero money out of your pocket. This is a wealth of information from 30 speakers, practitioner who's going to be helping you creating wealth, abundance, and happiness in your life. Who won this? Just type number one. Guys, you cannot miss this. So, Karen, let me ask you quickly, when is this going to be? Which date and time? According to, let's say, Los Angeles time. Mhm.
Yes, actually, the summit starts in American time, Eastern time, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Eastern time. If you sign up, to the summit, you will start receiving the videos on January 22nd, which is the Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.
Mm.
There'll be two speakers featured every day so that you have time to watch them. Each speaker is about between 30 to 50 minutes each. So really give it a good time to listen, especially tuning in during the activations part or the healing part, because I know there's a lot of, like with any transitions, right? We have to
Mm.
clear space within us to let go a lot of the limiting beliefs that we carry forward, or we know that it's no longer going to be working with the changes that we're facing today. So really tune in for that and take a lot of good notes, because they're just simple, practical things that you can use right away to clear the block. Oh yeah, I forgot. Each of speakers give a free gift. And the free
Ooh.
gift, I was like, I'm even like collecting some of those free gifts as well
Okay,
for
I'm
myself.
signing up. I'm signing up, girl. So, Karen, make sure you send it to me too. Well, I was supposed to be
Yeah,
one of the speakers there too, but I'm just way too busy right now.
there was, yeah, yeah, it's
However,
just
guys,
conflict of time. Yeah.
so every day is going to be two speakers, and everyone will receive the email, two videos each day, starting from 22nd of this month.
Yes,
Correct?
correct.
So, uh, Karen, can you see a comments at all on your screen as well as Betsy? Can you do that? Can you see that? I'm not
Oh,
sure.
wow.
Yes, go
Okay,
ahead
I
and
missed.
type your email, type your information there so people can actually type
Um,
you or email you right now, contact you right now if you want to take advantage of this. Guys, go ahead. Karen's going to put her contact. You can contact her and receive free videos every day from 30 speakers, practitioner healers who's going to be sharing their wealth of information and knowledge to you of how to create wealth, abundance, in what's going on with the world right now, with a lot of changes coming up. So while Karen's doing that, I'm going to introduce, of course, my dear friend, Betsy. Betsy, Medium Serafina, that's another, her name as a medium. And let's welcome Betsy here.
yes.
Can you hear us? Yes. All
Say
right.
that again.
All
Again.
right. Did you turn off the sound? Well, let's introduce yourself. I see you came on the show. You came on a live talk with me last week, and so let's introduce yourself again to those who have not, heard of you before. And Betsy is a medium, and she connects to the spirit. Okay. I think Betsy's. I mean, and Betsy
Okay.
might have some lacking with the sound. Yes. Can you hear us? Hello. Okay.
I can hear you. Oh,
There's like a time
For sure. For sure. There's time
you
lacking here.
can.
Hmm. And it took you a while to even respond to us, respond to me. Hmm.
There is a time lag. Yeah. So
Yeah, I think it kind of happened that last time too, but this time it's a little bit it's a lot more slower than last time. So definitely some things with the reception at your end here, right? Because Karen doesn't have that issue at all from
we're getting
Indonesia.
rain, so the signal.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we're getting rain, and the signal is bad.
oh, possible.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe that's why some of your reception, which is we shouldn't have this problem at all. So it's crazy. And speak of that, there's been rumors about the cyber
It's
attack or the satellite's gonna be having issue. Have you heard of that,
Well,
Karen?
I haven't heard that. It's just that
We're gonna
there
have
is going to be
blackout. That's what everybody's talking about. Mhm.
there's going to be
I'm on it.
an intense weather changes.
Yeah.
So I expect things to kind of be weird. Maybe there's going to be storm where there's no storm,
Mm.
or there'll be like earth. I mean, knock on wood, no earthquake, but again, extreme nature happenings are expected
Right.
especially with the Sun and Pluto conjunction. Hey Tina, I can't seem to drop the website on the comment, so I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna leave that website information with you. I cannot even put my email address in there for some
Really?
reason.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and what about your email? You can't put your email there at all?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it keeps saying that this comment has failed to post to CMU LS or L5D channel.
Okay, so let me have your email. If you can go ahead and spell it out, because some of the audience can actually write it down as well. And if not, I'm gonna put it on the description after the live talk today.
Yeah.
So maybe I have to kind of type that from my end. So let's do that. K. Mm-hmm,
Karen, Karen, my name,
mm-hmm,
at Spark,
mm-hmm.
SparkVesta.com.
Ah, there you go.
Karen at sparkvesta.com.
.com.
Mhm.
All right. So no problem from my end. Can you see that?
Yeah, I
Um,
can see that.
Perfect. So everyone who's tuning in right now, if you would like to receive the free video starting on the 22nd from 30 speakers, so every day you will be receiving email consisting of 2 videos. Going to be showing you how to create abundance. All right, wealth abundance in your life. If you want to receive that free of charge, this is free. You just email Karen directly. And you can see email I just post right there, Karen at sparkvesta.com. All right. And I will also put under description after we have a live talk here. I have to apologize that you see me kind of like hop down, drop my head down because I dropped something on the ground, which I'm going to do it again. But in the meantime, hey, Betsy, can you actually hear us? Hear me here?
I can hear you. I can hear you. And there's a lag even with when you guys talk, there's a lag from coming through. So I think it's my signal, and if it's gonna rain, it's really bad.
Yeah,
So
definitely coming from your
did you guys
signal.
hear
And
that?
yeah, yeah, definitely coming from your signal from your
It's
end
from
because
my
I think
end. It's from my
yes, and we had that experience last time, but it's not as bad. But anyway, we're gonna make it. We're gonna do it. We're
We'll
just
give
gonna
it
have
a
fun.
try.
So Betsy, let's begin to talk about yourself a little bit and about the 12 weeks mediumship program that we're gonna have.
So yeah, so we are I think next month the 27th we are going to launch this mediumship 12-week mediumship program. For those of you who are interested in becoming a medium or exploring how to become a medium,
Mhm.
it's going to be a very intense program. A lot of homework is going to be required. A lot of work is going to be required on your part. But it'll be rewarding. Every week, go over the exercises. We will meditate, and we'll see, what this journey will take you and where it leads you to. So I think it's exciting. It's very exciting, and
Beautiful.
hopefully, you can join on this journey.
Yes. So I just kind of want to add on to what Betsy just shared with everyone. So Betsy is a medium, and Betsy and I used to teach together. I would say about 10 years ago, and now we're coming back to offer this program, this mediumship program. It's a program that will teach you how to communicate with the spirit, your loved one who have parted from your life, or even pets. And this program consists of 12 weeks, starting from next month, I believe on the 27th, every Saturday. Okay. And it's only $500. That's very, very inexpensive. All right. So it's going to be via Zoom. So if you're interested, you can contact me or contact Betsy directly. But can you hear us, Betsy, as I'm talking? You know, uh, Definitely she's kind of a big lacking here.
Yes.
Ah, there you go. She's nodding her head. Awesome, awesome. So, Karen, let's begin to talk about what's going on with the whole world, with the energy, with a lot of big changes coming up, coming up. I'm going to ask you because you are an astrologer. Do you see a lot of energy in astrology when it comes to big changes. And what are the big changes that you are seeing?
I think the main one is this move of Pluto from Capricorn to Aquarius.
Mm,
I think we've seen a lot of the changes in the system, and as we are entering Aquarius, I think the positive of it is reconnecting us to humanity, because Aquarius is all about people, but at the same time, Aquarius is also about futuristic things, things that are not, that is, I mean, the energy is a little bit kind of like the alien energy. It's something that you haven't seen before. That's why I think there's a rise of things like AI,
yep.
um, and crypto, as you know, because crypto is not just about technology, but it's also about people, right? Creating that connection with people in terms of in a way of exchanging wealth. Um, so there's, I think 24, 25, we're still going to be in that early stage of seeing the changes. So one of my mentors said, well, really plan, not plan, but envision what it is that you really want the next 20, 25 years, whether, however old you are, because at this point, we don't know how long we're going to be on the planet. We might be here for another 1, 2 years. We might be here for the next 20, 25 years, even though right now you're 80 years old. So there's a lot of, this is like, if you believe in the quantum realm, this is where we might actually be in the presence of a quantum realm,
Yep.
because we don't know what we're stepping into. There's limitless possibilities. All that we're going to see the next couple of years are things breaking down because of the changes, right? Because how it's transitioning. This year, I think the opportunities presented as well with Jupiter meeting Uranus in Taurus, which is the Earth plane. So you expect things. That's why I said that you might, weather changes, nature changes, um, elements of the Earth are getting shocked, because Uranus is about shock, and you combine it with Jupiter, it's like, ah. Um, so, things might be a little bit uncomfortable, and we just don't know. And this is something that, even though we look at astrology, one thing that we have to understand, that no matter where you are, no matter who you are, what you do, be really present with the light, with the, I'm not sharing only just kind of like positivity, a positive thinking, or just being positive kind of attitude.
Mhm.
No, you still need to be very, very reality based in during this time. But at the same time, really practice honing in into your intuitions, just like
Mm,
Betsy and Tina are teaching. Because in this moment during change, you can't really put your power out there to let other people tell you what to do. You need to be
exactly.
really well informed within you, knowing who you are, because this is destiny. We can't really say, oh, we're going to be afraid there's going to be nature, things happening. I mean, it's going to happen regardless whether or not you're going to be in that place or not, right? I mean, you can just step out of the road and things could happen to you. You could get hit by a car. But the
Mhm.
point here is that, yes, understand that big changes are coming, but at the same time, honing into that skill of knowing to be present with your own energy, so that you can be presented with opportunities, safety, because the universe wants to help you.
Mhm.
You cannot get away from your lifeline, meaning your destiny. So whatever it is, know that what you're gonna go through, whether good or bad, you're being protected. You're being given the opportunity to learn. You're being given a way out if you are allowing yourself to take it. Um, and that, I think, is also emphasized with the, like, that's why I think there's a rise of spiritualism,
Oh yes.
because Neptune is in Pisces, and as well as Saturn and Pisces. Um, things are gonna get really that's why I said don't give your power for other people to tell you what to do, because there's still going to be a lot of illusions, a lot of misinformations, a lot of people trying to push a certain agenda. So you really need to be able to hone in into your spirituality, listening to your own guidance, um, because you all have that unique DNA within you that will tell you what to do in this lifetime, how to move forward. Um, and Neptune is going to go into Aries, which is going to be explosive, I feel, because after being in the water sign for a long time now, it's like in this really young, really fiery, really like, I'm just going to make it. I don't care about you kind of energy.
Impulsive. Hmm.
Impulsive.
Impulsiveness, yes. Very impulsive, very young energy, very, very fiery energy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
feel like that is also be like if you are, if anyone is tuning into the Chinese metaphysics, they're all talking about period 9, which is very fiery period. And they are also, showing or foretelling things are going to go just from what we feel like, oh my god, we just reached like a good place, and things are just gonna like, nope, we're gonna make a change now. And there's gonna be a lot of shakedown, there's a lot of shakeup, there's a lot of, I think what we're seeing, I mean, it's kind of weird that a lot of countries this year are having their elections, presidential
Oh,
elections.
yes, right around the same time, the same year, this year. You notice that in so many countries,
So many
which
countries.
I
And we,
just thought about that this is kind of strange.
yeah.
Why all
Yes.
election in so many countries are falling on the same year? Does anyone agree with this? And when you're talking about the election, you're gonna stay a little bit longer for the election this year in Indonesia. I was like, there's so many election this year from so many country around the world. So it's funny you brought this up, Karen.
Yeah, because I was noticing it
Yeah.
even in the news, right?
Yeah.
Betsy, it's just like, and then there's just a lot of transitions of powers too. People like parties that I didn't really
Yes.
feel has a lot of ground before are now gaining grounds. And a lot of and this is why the change into Aquarius, people
Mm-hmm.
are getting stronger, people want their voice to be heard, people are banding together, said, okay, I don't want to see, continue moving forward with this kind of structure anymore, we want change. So I feel like during this transition we're going to start to see a lot of that revolutions coming up, good and bad.
Yeah.
Because with a revolution we know there's going to be conflicts all the time, and we're starting to also see that in the news. um, so yeah, before I rant more
Oh
I'm
yeah,
going to
you
stop.
you can rant. I'm gonna allow you to rant more because this is what this live talk is all about. Just having all of us having this discussion of the energy, because it's gonna be a lot of big changes, and that's what I felt and I channel as well. Because I also follow my dreams, and my dreams also tell me a lot of what's going on, and I just see a lot of unexpected changes.
Yes,
Unexpected. It's gonna be something you will feel like there's truth
Yeah.
coming from this
Yeah.
side, but then they're not telling the truth. And then it's gonna be a lot of confusion. And that's what you mentioned about Neptune planet. There's gonna be some sort of like what is real true anyway? And what's so funny when you mentioned earlier about the aliens and the ETs, I feel like more and more would be showing up. More and more ETs and alien stories going to be on the news, just like
yes,
the recent one in Miami. What do you think of that? What do you guys think about the aliens showing up in Miami? Betsy and Karen, do you think they are real? Because this is what people do. So, what do you think, Betsy? From what you feel, the feels in the energy, what do you think of this incident in Miami about the ET showing up? Are they real to you? So we're gonna have to wait for Betsy to receive her
Well,
trans.
I think in the times that we're living now,
Mhm.
there is so much chaos that I think it is the time to go inward and really go, right, to a place of understanding, right? Because I think there's just so much out there right now. Can you hear me?
Oh man,
Can you hear
the
me?
the sound is really cutting off, from your end, so it's not really quite clear. Let's do it a little
Yeah,
bit more.
it's
We're
really
just gonna
it's
see
really
what else.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really
Uh,
bad.
it's okay. You can listen to us, and you would just talk and chime in. You can type in too, you know. But that's too bad, because with the sound that we're gonna have issue because she couldn't hear us and we couldn't hear her quite well. Unfortunately, this has to do with Uranus energy, the planet
Or Neptune.
Neptune.
Well,
Right.
something just went. I mean, to be honest with you,
Mhm.
the last, I think Mercury, that's what I forgot to check. I think Mercury just went into Capricorn or
Yeah.
Sag or something like that. But Mercury was having a tough position with another planet. I think it was Neptune. But I kid you not, it felt like we were a Mercury retrograde because nothing worked on the technology front. Like
Mhm.
my Instagram is suddenly just starting to kind of like go crazy. I cannot post. What will happen the other day? Oh, the something about my camera just did not want to connect, which it was working fine before. So I'm like, what is
Wow.
going
And maybe that's what's going on with
Uh,
Betsy's ends as well, because at least last time when we talked, it was still clear. But this time, she's got this internet issue and her sound issue. And that's definitely having to do with the retrogression of the Mercury, you
on? I
know?
think so.
Yeah. So now what do you think, Karen, about the
yeah.
alien showing up in Miami? Do you think that's real?
I actually, when we were waiting for Betsy, I was looking up because I didn't really hear about it.
Yeah.
Um, but it looks like the well, my sense of it, it could be because I feel like with everything else that has been concealed in terms of information, that it becomes more and more true that there are, and it's not even. I think somebody mentioned somebody like one of the senator was not even mentioning it as an extraterrestrial anymore. They're
Yes.
mentioning it as like just kind of like part of what's the word for it? Like they actually acknowledge that there are other beings out there.
Mhm.
They're not just from Earth, and that's
Right.
just part of like this big galactic communities. Um, so I feel like that's also what we're going to start seeing a lot more.
Yeah.
But again, we just have to be careful with the news, like who's
Mhm.
actually presenting the news and what type of news are being released. Because again, just the way that I'm seeing how things that were trendy or things that used to be kind of like what we call what would we say, like if it's not mainstream media, we say conspiracy theory, right?
Ah, yeah, that's right.
um, and now the mainstream media use the conspiracy theory as a trending news headline.
Right.
If you notice that,
Yep. Yep.
so that
Quite
creates
often.
exactly. So now it's like okay, now everything's becoming cool.
Mhm.
Like ET is cool, so of course everybody's kind of like, oh, I'm seeing ET now. Oh, I'm seeing aliens. But is it really true? We don't know. We don't know
Mhm.
until this thing's starting to be really shown up and people really see it 100%. When I don't know. I mean, like
Mhm.
if you're talking about, if you talk to a lot of those who view the ETs like, well, I'm just waiting for one of those UFO to land on the White House, then we know it's true.
Right. Well, I'm going to ask the audience, what do you guys think? You guys think they're real aliens in Miami? Yeah. Go ahead and type. If you think they're real, go ahead and type one. If you don't think they're real, type zero. How about that? Want to hear from you. What is your intuitions telling you? And by the way, earlier when Karen's talked about honing into your intuition, I have to fully agree with that. And this is why there has been a lot of a spiritual awakening in many people since COVID, and I think that's what triggers a lot of people to begin to wake up and to recognize that a lot of stuff we have been taught are not real, you know and
Yeah.
in order for us to really discover what's real or not is really coming from within us. It's not from what the media is telling us if it's real or not you know and I think this is why there's been a lot of spiritual teachers, there's been a lot of summit, there's been a lot of spiritual events going on, and this is why like Karen start to offer many of her healing classes. Even I mean a lot of classes you're teaching, you were actually a life coach, a spiritual coach, and you didn't mention that earlier. And also
Yes.
Betsy used to teach mediumship and channeling a lot, and Gaia meditation back then, also hypnotherapy, quantum healing, QHHT, Dolores Canyon with me. And now she's coming back and she feels like this is the time. She's being pushed. A lot of people are being pushed to walk on this
Mm-hmm.
journey, and really begin to do what we love to do and share, you know, and especially right now, because it's going to be, to
Right.
me, there's going to be a lot of shit happen. A lot of stuff's going to happen, which is unpredictable. So now let's come back to the ET in Miami. You know, I feel that never before we have all this stuff going on in the air. But you notice that this past year, past few years, there's been a lot of news about the ET, UFO, right? There's a lot of that coming up. And I
Yeah.
think that's kind of preparing humanity to really be ready. Whether or
Yes.
not it's real or not, be ready because this is going to be coming more and more in our life.
Yeah.
You know,
And,
go
and I
ahead.
think and I think that's also like, think about this,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, again, this is my theory. Why would people like Elon Musk is so adamant about finding a way to transport people to moon or Mars? What
Yeah.
does he know that we don't know? That's always in the back of my mind.
Oh, let me share something. You
Oh,
guys know that a lot of them, I'm not going to say, a lot of them, those wealthy ones, like Elon, they start building the underground, what do you call that?
yeah. Um,
For them to
bunkers,
hide. What is it
bunkers.
like? Bungers. There you go. Underground bungers. And there's been like Elon. This is just recent. And also what the owner of FB, right?
Yeah, Mark.
Mark, the owner, Mark, and he just have this bunker that are already finished recently. So why is it a lot of them are having bunkers? What's going on? Do they know something's going to happen pretty soon? You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
Oh, and have you watched that Netflix movie with Julia Roberts?
leave the world behind, right?
I was so surprised. I'm like, first of all, it's produced by the old president.
President, yes. Oba. So
And they all always like, oh no, 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 there's no conspiracy theory. Those are all those like end of the world thing is
Mm-hmm.
only conspiracy theory. So
yes,
like now what's the real reason they're creating this movie? Like,
and you know what? This has always been shown in Simpson. Anyone
uh,
watch Simpson? Because they were
yeah,
showing that. So I just watched that movie, Leave the World Behind. Anyone watch this movie so
Yes.
far, you guys? You have, right, Betsy? Have you watched that, Betsy? Hmm. My
Yeah,
poor
I
Betsy.
have.
I'm trying to get her. Good. What do
I
you
have.
think of that? What do you think of
Mm-hmm.
that movie? Hmm. It's scary, isn't it? Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
So what happened? That movie, Leave the World Behind, guys. If you haven't seen that movie, go ahead and watch that movie. It was created like by our ex-president, like Karen said, And a lot of people have been talking about the cyber attack or even a satellite or blackout. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about it. It could be anything that's gonna the world event, a big event. And in the spiritual side, we were talking about waiting for that big event. But on the other side, they also talk about big event. So on the, I mean, this is duality. This is the world of duality that we have. So it can be either or. What is a big event that's going to happen? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So the big event that the Earth's going to shift, or a big event that we're going to have this blackout. you know. So this is interesting, and there's a lot of things cooking in the air right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now with the planet, the energy of the planet you were talking about, Karen, that you
Yeah.
share, that's even confirmed the energy that we were just talking about as well. Disruptive,
Yes.
right? Very disruptive. And let's see if this is gonna. It could happen. It
Mm-hmm.
could be a next pandemic. It could be
Mm-hmm.
the World War. It could be the blackout. It could be another disease. You know,
Could be.
the natural. I mean, the events, disaster, earthquake, or tsunami, whatever. Those can be happening because this is also shown on the astrological chart, the energy that you
Yeah.
just mentioned about.
Yeah.
So, what would you do, guys? I mean, what can we be? How can we prepare for this? And like you said, Karen, earlier, is really to hone in our intuition and trust what we get from the inside because we're like that navigator or the campus that's going to tell us where to go and what to do. And don't trust the major media telling you, hey, this is what's going to happen. And it just take you, you're just following the herd and getting yourself confused all the time. There's Neptune energy there,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So, so Betsy, can you chime in? I feel
Yes,
bad.
I would love to hear from Betsy. I feel like she has an answer to this.
I know because of her, her reception from her end. That's why.
Oh, let's wait. Let's wait. I think she can say something.
Yes.
Just say no. Just say no.
Say that again. Repeat
Can
what
you
you just
hear
said.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you? I said, you can?
Yes. We nod the head, so we say yes.
Okay. So what is the question again? Okay. What is the question again?
Well, we would like Miss Betsy to share in her opinion on this all this big event that's supposed to be happening and all this shifting and changes, big changes coming in into the world. What do you feel? What do you think of that? What do you think is going to happen?
I think it's all a learning lesson for humanity.
Hmm.
Can you hear that?
Yes, yes, big time. We can hear you.
Did you hear that?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So because all these, okay, anytime that there's changes and huge changes, like when we had COVID, right?
Mhm.
It shifts our perspective and it makes us go inward, right? It forces us to go inward. And if we truly are connected, we are going to elevate ourselves, right? It elevates our soul, which is
Right.
the most important thing. So I think that shifts like this because there are lessons to be learned, and because humanity does not get it, right? we get this shifts in energy to
Mhm.
basically say, hey, are you going to get it this time around? Or do I need to give you another huge energy shift? So it's shifting ourselves. Those of us that are conscious, right? That are conscious, because
Mhm.
most humans are not conscious. So I don't know if you heard that or
Right.
not.
It's in and out, but what I can say that Betsy just mentioned that this shift meant to happen because humanity needs to learn and to become
It's bad.
consciously aware. Yes, yes. And most humans are not consciously aware at the moment. So this big changes that's coming in may come across negative to some people. It's not going to
Not.
affect everybody. Yes, it really going to shake everyone. You know, and let me share with you something while we're talking and while Karen's talking. I pull out three cards and I ask, what is the energy? I'm just gonna actually, I'm just gonna
Front, yeah,
remove.
I can't see.
Yeah, I'm just gonna remove my background here, and that way
Oh,
you can actually see
I
better. There you
love
go.
that card.
Yeah, so this
Capricorn.
Capricorn, and it's a devil card with number 15. Okay. So this is interesting. Number one is about individual path, and number five represents chaos to me. You know, and so when 1 plus 5, I mean, we look into numerology. This is about really a service to other. Is about compassion and love. That we're lacking at the moment. But you look at this, the devil, you cannot really trust anything. What you just said earlier, Karen, about don't trust what you hear from the main menu, because the
Yeah.
Capricorn, because this is the energy of Capricorn, the Saturn planet that you just mentioned, right?
It's yeah, and it's something like not so that I don't give like people like to fear Capricorn or to feel the devil card, right? One thing about the devil card is that the chain that big um kind of like the demony energy with the humans. Like if you notice the chain, that's where the attachment of like all these things that we used to call maybe pleasures or things that we feel like, oh yeah, if we follow this, then we're gonna be okay, we're gonna be safe. That shackle, that chains is the one that like that's what Capricorn is like. It's
Right.
not to be fear. It's something that we all need to have system in place
Mhm.
before.
Yeah.
But now that shackle, because now the Pluto is like, okay, we're changing system. That means like you all have to kind of like flow with what it is now that's in front of you. And Aquarius is the water bearer. It can be on the land, it can be on the water. What's available here? So the
Exactly.
invitation is to flow. And you're gonna
Mhm.
show the tower card next.
Oh
I
my God! How the heck do you know? I'm
know, I
not
saw it, I
kidding
saw
you.
it, I saw it.
I'm not kidding you. I'm gonna give you all three cards first, and we can talk about the first one. The first one is a devil, and the second one is a tower card, and the third one is this one. Okay,
Oh yeah, leaving behind.
leaving
Yes.
behind, and that's kind of, we were just talking about that movie, Leave the World Behind. Okay, and look at this card. Okay, well, I
Yeah.
asked, yeah, universe, what's going to happen with the energy? What we're going to talk about? With all these changes coming up, and I pulled these three cards, and I'm like, holy crap, this is just crazy how universe just responding to us, right? So as far as the devil, definitely that's even illusion, even lies, deceiving. All these things are going on right now that we're being lied to. There's a
Mm-hmm.
dishonesty there, and look at the picture of image of the two human here. There's a need to balance, and there's none right there. And who's taking the power, who's in control right here? Not the human here, but look. And then
Yes.
that's the way I look at. And then you got this image with the towers and the Mars planet. Look, I think it's gonna, this is big changes, huge. for some people, the life's gonna be
Yeah.
upside down. For some people, everything may collapse in front of you. You may lose everything. You know, follow this card. You may lose everything. You may lose, and you're just gonna have. I see a lot of even moving, migration, shifting, changing
Mm. Yes.
a lot.
Yeah.
Living
Yeah.
behind, and it may sound fairly bad, but it's not. What Betsy just said, it may sound like this is negative inference. However, this need to happen in order to break down the old program,
Yes. Yes.
to allow this
Mm-hmm.
old structure
Mm-hmm.
to the old structure to collapse.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave behind that old structure too with this card. That's crazy with the card that's coming up. And I said, what's the end result after that?
There you go.
Knock, 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 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the card. Even see that, Betsy? The star. I asked, what is the end result after all this happening? The star. And to you, what does card mean, Karen? I mean,
That's Aquarius.
Yeah.
yeah. What is Aquarius? Humanity, freedom, right?
Yeah.
It can be
Mm-hmm.
unpredictability, freedom to everyone, you know. But this is what your wish is for. This is stepping the balance between the earth and the water,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
yin and the yang, right? This is what you wish to happen. This is
Yeah.
the changes that can happen if you just allow yourself to flow with all these big changes. Don't resist it, because if you resist this change, it may not be easy. But if you flow and follow your intuition, that's what you will get,
Yeah.
you know? And that's crazy. Wow. So I pull another card and just say, besides
The
that
moon.
star, the star and the moon.
That's Pisces to me.
Yes.
Neptune
Pisces
Pisces.
energy. Yes. There's still gonna be some fears. But number 18, that's come up to that end up to be number 9. That's the shift and the change, fear of not having, because number 8 having to do with money, prosperity also. But that add up to number 9, so that be the ending of the cycle and the beginning of things. You know, until that's what's gonna happen. These cards are amazing. I haven't done the cards a lot lately, but it's just amazing every time it comes up.
Yeah.
You ask question, right? Just crazy. Yeah, they're just symbols, and this is just interesting. Now, interestingly, I haven't talked about this. Karen, you mentioned about crypto earlier.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of the audience probably go, "Hey, what is a crypto?" What do you think of that? Betsy, do you know what crypto is? I think she doesn't. We're trying to get her involved, guys. Poor thing. She's like the reception from her end is not that great from Arizona. So Karen, elaborate more. What do you think of cryptocurrency? This is for those who are into investment, because I get involved with cryptocurrency as well. But hey, for some of you who are listening and interest in cryptocurrency, we're gonna have discussion about that a little bit since Karen brought it up earlier. So what do you think of the future of cryptocurrency? Mhm.
I think just the recent deal with um, how Bitcoin is now also traded as an EFT, which
Yeah.
is in the form as a stock. That kind of like creating that stamp of now it's a legitimate exchange, like a legitimate way of holding value of things that can be traded, right?
Mm.
So as an investment, I feel, or the way that crypto is not going to go anywhere. In fact, it's just going to it's going to evolve. Um, does that mean that I'm telling you to run and start investing in crypto? No. You need to really learn and understand what crypto is. And
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that you just have to buy only Bitcoin or all the stable coins or whatever it is. To be honest with you, I'm sort of kind of like observing on the site right now, because just I'm especially with this today's change of the cosmic alignment. I'm actually taking a little bit step back from putting too much money in crypto and have more liquidity in my end, so that if anything happen, I have cash in hand. Because like it or not,
Wow.
she's still going to be king, in my opinion.
We, we
And
are we are we are aligning, girl.
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. And
that's funny. Hmm.
in fact, anything that has more value, like, oh,
Yeah,
is that Betsy?
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, liquidity is key, and really spread. If you are talking about investment, try to spread it as much as you can, not putting all in one basket at this moment,
Hmm.
because we just don't know. I mean, during transition time, we just don't know where this is heading. But going back into crypto, understand what crypto is, because I feel like this is what kind of like the last few years of trend make us believe like crypto is just, oh, it's another cool way to invest. But crypto is more than that. Look at how crypto is created. I spoke in the Divine Fortune Summit. I'm going to lead this back, because I was actually speaking to this one woman
Hmm.
who is a money coach now.
Yeah.
She's also creating a coin. Um, this is the way that the business model is going to go into the future. Like she sees the system of farming. There's a lot of good people who create like sustainable farming. There's a lot of supply chains happening, like people who are creating the barrels, for example, right? Or those who are going into the land and really taking care of the land itself, doing the day to day of farming, which is something that, as a very modern person, we don't pay attention, right? But she sees that, and how people who are doing this work are not being rewarded as much as people who are just exchanging money as an investment, or doing trades, and or doing selling on Amazon and all of that, right? They can make money so fast. And she sees like, wow, there are this people who are actually are creating value so big, because it's the one that sustained humanity. And this is, I feel like, what Aquarius is showing us. When you're talking about people who are creating food, this is people who are going to nourish you, and
Yeah.
that's nourishing your health. And that's something that we cannot even put money in. So how come these people are in the lower level of receiving money?
Mm,
So to
mm.
create it, so this is something what we understand. I'm starting to learn this as well on crypto.
Yeah.
Crypto is actually created to reward people every step of the way. So it's not just what we think as just an exchange money, but this is a way of like, just like, maybe like, if I have like this cup of coffee, right? And
Mm,
Tina has her gift of reading cards. So one point is like, okay, I'm gonna give you a cup of coffee, Tina, but in exchange, you're gonna give me a reading.
mm.
So that's the basic concept of crypto. And this woman is creating what they call the blockchains. Blockchains is basically how we're going to create like every part of a way of, I'm giving an energy to this, you're being rewarded. So somebody who's bringing woods or logs, right, to the farm, so that somebody else can create barrels to then create something for maybe planting, I don't know, some seeds of garlic, that's going to be rewarded with some kind of a coin. So that is what cryptocurrency is. That's why this is going to be a big deal, because this will create that balance of exchange back. It's no longer about putting money in the bank.
Yep.
Then you're like, I don't know where the money goes, right? We don't know what the banks are actually doing behind the screen with your money. We
Well,
just, at the end of the day, you're going to maybe be able to take it, but if the bank collapse, you lose it. That's why I feel like this is the way of the future of how what we call the exchange of energy is going to be in. Is the digital currency or crypto is just going to be a representative of that value. Um,
Well, I
that's
think that that's threatened the large bank with all these bitcoins, because
yes.
when they're starting to delve into what exactly what it is exactly, and I think they are trying to. I think they are trying to get rid of it, trying to get rid of Bitcoin, but it's very hard to get rid of Bitcoin right now
Yeah.
because it's decentralized, you know,
Yes.
and that's what makes it tough. And I think by
Yeah,
them
they
coming
won't.
out with the EFT, uh, I don't really know what's going to happen because, like I said earlier, there's going to be both sides, and you can't tell who's lying and who's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And for the large bank to have some sort of trying to get a piece out of it, and from what I heard, that like BlackRock owns a lot,
Oh yeah.
owns a lot of Bitcoin, you
Yeah.
know,
BlackRock
and
is the one that created that, yeah, that EFT as an exchange.
right, right. So I wonder what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And so this is just a little bit of discussion about cryptocurrency. If any of you don't know what it is, it's still very hard for a lot of people to understand
Yeah.
because they think, hey, there's no intrinsic value to the crypto. You
Yeah.
just buy it and it's so volatile for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
most people
And then
just, yeah.
there's a lot of hacking happening with the cryptocurrency as well because everything's
Oh,
digital.
well, from what I heard, and this is what they're trying to do is,
Yeah.
uh, you're talking about hacking, cyber hacking.
Yeah.
That can be a big thing right now, and they can use that as an excuse that the terrorists will be using Bitcoin.
Hmm.
You see how where it may go into that direction,
Yeah. Yeah. I
trying
see.
to
That's true.
trying to trying to eliminate the
Yeah.
popularity of this Bitcoin and by cyber attack. Mhm. So, can you see that picture where that could come in, Karen?
Yeah.
Right?
It. I'm already hearing that, especially because um, over here people are a little bit more, open about talking this kind of. I mean, it's still brand new, so I got to hear it from the younger folks who are already like, oh yeah, I'm doing this crypto. Any company now are being created, always already thought about, okay, we're gonna somehow offer a coins or a crypto way of, having us being rewarded, not just as an exchange, but like how can our services be recognized to then show as a value in the coin. It's just like still blow my mind, but there are young people now who are doing that. And then we're
Yeah,
talking with the older folks who are like resistant with this change. And of course, the first thing that will come in, from their mouth is like, one is not regulated by the government. How can I trust it? And
right.
just like what you said, I mean, it's being used by the terrorists. Why
Yeah,
should I use it? And then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So that disparity of ideas, like how this is going to be interesting, because we don't know who's right or wrong, and we don't know how this is going to progress, and it is a little bit
Mm,
of change. That's why I said we're going to have to also have a lot of mindset change in the way of looking at things and
a lot.
being in that star card moment. It's what it's
Yeah,
good. Even I'm seeing myself. I have to like catch myself. I'm like, wait a minute. Wow, am I that fixed in the way of allowing myself to see this? Because I have to like give myself a lot of moment of like, no, 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 no. I need to change this. I need to work on letting this go. Because just for example, here in Indonesia, 99% people here are Muslims. So
right.
imagine seeing a lot more of that religion in not a country, excuse me, in an island as open as Bali, and
Right.
as like very spiritualistic, is very Hindu as well, right?
Yes,
That
major
that
Hindu.
blend, yeah, that blends usually the blends starting to happen. And I have to catch myself in stereotyping people and seeing people as humans, not because of their race, not because of their color, definitely not because of their religion, because that's another thing that I have not mentioned, the expectation of the religion war. Because religion has been a structure.
Mm-hmm.
Religion has been a government as well. The
Yep.
one that like kind of like put us into a box. Oh, I'm this and you're that. That means we cannot, we can't blend in, or you're not spiritual if you don't belong to this religion, or vice versa. So that's
And
what
that
we
surely caused so much separation in every part of the world. And
yeah.
that's what they use. They use everything: religion, color, money, uh, terrorists. So many things they use. And
So
I think
many.
this is why what you just said earlier about changing the mindset. And unfortunately, Bessie just dropped off. I feel so bad. Unfortunately, our dear friend Bessie just dropped off because of her connection. So we apologize for that. But, I just want to let you guys know, all the audience know that next time when she comes on, which I just want to say it real quick because Bessie just dropped off and she wasn't able to talk much. However, guys, Saturday, we are going to offer live group pass live QHST style. Yes,
Ooh.
yes. So you
Here
can
in the channel.
yes, it's gonna be through this live channel. Me and Bessie's gonna be guiding, group pass live QHST. If you get this privately, it's gonna cost you at least minimum is 300 and up, with a private session. Uh, Most people averagely charge about 400 or 500 right now in the United States. So come in, guys. I haven't posted yet. I haven't posted a link or make an announcement yet. But this is going to be free for those who come and join us. Karen, you're welcome to come in. But Karen knows about this stuff already. She's already doing this work.
I still want to be in the class. I still
I
want to.
know, right? Yeah. Well, I'll send you the link too, and come and join us too. We can talk about past life because Karen herself is a past life therapist as well. Because this is how we all met. We met in the hypnotherapy school in Los Angeles, way back in 2010 or 11, right? Way back then.
11,
Yeah,
2011. Yeah, we graduated.
2011. Yes, yes. And so yeah, let's come back. We can talk about past life. There's a lot of stuff we can share. And since she's a therapist, I mean, three of us are past life therapists. So if any one of you would like to have any kind of personal service, private service, come and contact any of us. Contact Karen. Karen's also a spiritual life coach, astrologer. You are a human design practitioner as well, which I found that program to be fascinating. Fascinating. Karen, you also offer classes, right? You wanted to
Yes.
share with the audience what classes you're offering right now, because I know we are trying to kind of do together for a Thai community, but it just been an issue with the foreign payment. So I'm just going to allow you to announce your own classes. Maybe we could co-teach together or do something together. But at this point, I would like for you to share with the audience what you have to offer with the audience. I think you're a great teacher, you're a great coach, and you have a lot to offer, and that's why I have you on this live talk.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Well, I think there was a video that we can probably link on all the class offering that I want to bring into your school.
Yes.
But in my own practice right now, I'm going to be starting a program on quantum leaping. This is something that I'm also learning. Not learning, just I practicing more diligently, especially this year, because again, the mind have all the power to create and also have the power of not creating what we want. So it's gonna be an 8 weeks class of really honing in into. I think if you already practice intuitions, you are very aware of of your energetic body into your own guidance. And on this one we're taking it more on the reality or the practice of the day to day of now that you're more aware. How can
Mm-hmm.
we focus it more in creating what it is that you want in your life?
Mm-hmm.
And that takes a, for me, it takes a, it gives me a little bit more of because we all often forget, right? We have about 40,000 thoughts running in our
Exactly.
life every day.
More than
And
that.
more than that, probably. So if
Right.
we don't focus, and this is part of, I think, hypnosis, what we do as a hypnotherapy as well, right?
Yeah.
We create reprogramming. And in this class, I'm helping you to have or create your own self hypnosis so that you can reprogram your mind every day. In one, seeing opportunities, creating abundance, creating the life that you want, so that even during this transition time, we can continue honing, like, it's gonna be easy to get like, oh my god, it's, this is happening, oh my god, that's gonna happen, or disasters happening. But if you have this practice and this process, you're going to be able to create anything at any moment, manifest anything at any moment, so you don't give yourself a chance for external to convince you otherwise, because that's again like what I was saying in the energy of the year. It's going to be a lot of distractions. Change
Oh yes.
happens.
Well, look at the cards I pulled out earlier. The
Yeah.
devils and the tower. There's a lot of distractions. There's going to be a lot of collapsing,
Yes.
crumbling down in a lot of people's unfortunately, a lot of people's life, but that's for a reason. Like what Betsy said, don't be afraid of that. And for the reason that happened in your life, because a big change a beautiful path needs to be created. A new
Yeah.
seed needs to be sown and grown. But in
Yes.
order for you to have that, you need to create a new space. And in order to do that, you need to get rid of the old structure first in your life. And that's why it's happening. Yeah.
Exactly. And the
So,
reason I'm also creating this is because I also believe that we need to surround ourselves with people who are like-minded,
right.
because everybody outside of this community will freak out.
Oh,
Right?
for sure, definitely. And you're gonna see more and people, more and more of like-minded people now are attracting each other,
Yeah.
you know. And definitely this is the time, I repeat, this is such an important time not to be alone, but
Yes.
to be in a community, to
Yes.
co-create, to collaborate, work together.
Yes.
And to me, it's so funny because I'm being drawn or guided to work with, collaborating with different therapists, different teachers. In my life, I never thought I would be partnering with someone, or, I'm such a independent person. I always do things alone by myself. But right now, Aquarius energy, if you're not sharing, if you're not, you know, uh, uh, it, wait, the word just kind of disappeared out of my brain, and collaborating,
Yeah.
working with the tribe, working
Yeah.
with your soul group,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna grow. You're not
Yeah.
gonna go anywhere. This
Yeah.
is a time to share the world around you.
Yeah. And
Share
also feel supported, because
very
who's
much.
going to validate what you do is right, especially during the time of change,
Hmm.
when everybody else is probably not going to be your wisest counselor,
Right.
especially if they're not in alignment with who you are.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why we are going to be attracting those who can align with your own energy, in your same soul group. And
Yes.
and that's going to bring a lot more growth, changes, when all this time comes, because I only going to see growth when we work together as a team. You know,
Yeah.
you don't really need to be partner with anyone, but if you're guided to do so, just follow that guidance, follow that inner guidance. That's the only way for you to grow right now. You know, it's about being out there, sharing and sharing. And by sharing, you expand. And that's the way I see it. So, Karen, it has been a great, great chat today. We come up to an hour already. I cannot believe it.
I
But we have
know.
a lot to talk. We have a lot to share with the audience, you know. And this has been unfortunately, we didn't have Betsy to join. I mean, she joined us, but she wasn't able to hear us
Yeah.
next time. I know it's just unfortunate, and this the internet kicked her out. I know, like finally, like, okay, you know, I feel so bad because she has a lot to share, but it's very difficult when you cannot hear well and you cannot even, your sound doesn't come out
Yeah.
correctly. So we have to let her go, but she'll be back definitely. But just quickly before we forget, you guys, Betsy and I are offering 12 weeks program in mediumship, and that's only $500. That's a great deal. Um, it's gonna start in third Saturday of February. Every Saturday for 12 weeks, you're gonna learn how to communicate with the spirit, and it's gonna be intensive, a lot of work, and you will love this program. We have taught a lot of people in the past in 2010 and 11, and it was just amazing, incredible how all our students were able to connect to the spirit and communicate with them, loving that. And as well, Karen, life coach, teacher, and hypnotherapist as well, she's offering her classes. Check her out. I type her email here, Karen at sparkwesta.com. You can also go to her website, but email her directly because for some of you who just tuning in, she has this submit that's going to start on this Monday, 22nd. Email her right away because
Yes.
you will be on email list and you will receive free 2 videos every day from 30 practitioner, healers, teachers, speakers. Will show you how to create abundance and wealth during this time. It's interesting. You talk about abundance and wealth. This year, 2024, comes up to number 8.
Yes.
That had to do with abundance and wealth, and can go either way. So if you do it correctly, like what Karen just shared, you're going to create abundance more than the lack. So, anything you would like to share, Karen, before we depart? I mean, part here.
No, but I really like what you said just now. We're going to create abundant. We're going to create abundant, not lack.
That's right. That's what
Yeah.
we need to create because it's a
Yeah.
perfect energy for that.
Yes.
2024 numerology equals to number 8. And that's what it represents. Abundance or lack. You can go either way. In which path you
Yes.
want to choose, right? So if you want to choose the right path, email Karen.
Yay.
Yes. So with that said, she's still in Indonesia right now. She's gonna come back to Los Angeles after the second week of February. So connect with her. You can connect with her through Facebook too if you're on a Facebook. All right. She got
Instagram. Actually, I'm more active on Instagram.
on
So find me on
Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what is your Instagram name?
At Spark Festa.
Okay. Spark
Yeah.
Westa. Easy. So the
Yeah.
same as her email. So that's cool. All right,
Yes.
guys. With that said, hey Karen, thank you so much for a wonderful and fun talk today.
Yeah.
Full of information. I hope you guys have fun, enjoy this talk. Do come back again. We're gonna have this talk once a month. But besides that, I constantly have a lot of live talk in both Thai and English. Okay, so if you're Thai, you understand English, please, subscribe to my YouTube or on Facebook. I teach in Thai language as well as in English. Okay, and Karen, you speak in Indonesian also, right? I believe you speak the local,
The
correct?
local language. Yes. Yes. I'm
Oh, that's cool.
actually, if you are in Indonesia, I do have a live workshop, believe it or not, in
Whoa.
Jakarta on the 3rd of February. So if you do happen to be Indonesians watching this, come find me. The workshop is going to be about activating your manifesting power for
Uh,
2024. Exactly like what Tina said, we're going to manifest abundance, not lack this year. So,
this year is all about learning how to manifest. Yep.
yes,
So
yes,
manifest anything you want. And it's funny, this has been a pretty loud message. So I think this is no accident we talk about this manifestation. So
yes.
anyway, Karen, thank you so much. We'll do again. We're gonna have more people coming on to talk. Of course, Karen's gonna come back. Betsy's gonna come back with the better reception, of course. I am gonna come back because I'm the host, of course. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please go ahead, subscribe, click like, and also share this video if you enjoy it. Share with your friends. Tell them more about us. You are on YouTube, come on to the Meet Tina or Meet Tina on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Until then, guys, see you again. Just subscribe and you'll know our schedule. And Karen, we'll talk again soon.
Yes. All right.
And everyone, lots of love and lots of hugs.